Hello all, this is JC3 from Is This Real? Do you want to start your own podcast? Then look no further than Buzzsprout.com. We here at Green Hour Media use Buzzsprout, and we love the team at Buzzsprout. They are all about helping you succeed. Buzzsprout gets your show listed in every major podcast platform. Follow the link in our show notes to let Buzzsprout know that we sent you. It gets you a $20 paid Amazon gift card if you sign up with a paid plan and helps support our show. Join us and over 100,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout.com to get your message out to the world.
From just outside the Keith Vincent Caiola Studios here in Paterson, New Jersey, Green Hour Media proudly presents Is This Real? Tonight, we're going to do a Season 4 mid-season retrospect. What we did, what we're going to be doing in the future. And now, from the MultiMedia Mafia show, the Don at the desk, Anthony.
Hello, everybody out there in podcast world. My name is Anthony, and I'm hosting a very special edition of Is This Real? This is a mid-season retrospect with the crew of Is This Real? Guys, how are we doing tonight?
Is this real?
Doing all right?
I'm all right. Josh, how are you?
I'm cold.
I'm here. I'm fine. I'm here again.
Yes, we have Mr. West back. Well, it's not the booth, but we are on cameras. We are outside, and we are, our audio person is destroying our stuff in the background. But no, you're good.
All good things.
Yes. So
Look at our flame.
Yeah, we run. Hightail, and we sit there and figure out what the hell we're doing all the time with the podcast. But tonight we just want to, I asked Anthony to host.
And you're doing a great job.
I know, thank you. So I think it's going to be a fun night. We're recording, going to be on YouTube. Definitely going to be on YouTube this time.
Yes, okay.
So are our other episodes eventually.
So fellas, this season has marked your 4th season. So we've done. What was the first season all about? That was more.
Well, that was just more introductory.
That was more introduction.
Figure everything out.
Introduction, a little kind of mixed bag of everything.
I wasn't here for that.
Right. Season 2, you guys ventured into the realm of.
Same stuff, actually. We did.
It was kind of like still trying to find your footing.
Yeah.
Still wasn't here.
Season 3, we
you were here. It's a tail end of season 2 that YouTube.
Yeah, we came in basically in Halloween.
I was almost
Halloween,
there
a year ago.
That's right.
YouTube got. It's been officially a year that all 4 of us have been.
There you go.
Together.
And then season 3, you found a groove with the cryptids.
It was cryptids and season 2. The tail end of season 2, we started getting more into religion. That's where we did our Rothschild episode. Religion and Rothschilds. And we had the where you joined in the faith in the Catholic Church.
That's
episode.
correct. Yep.
And we did a couple church episodes, and but the Rothschild seems to be our biggest one. Like,
Isn't it over 300 downloads right now?
It's about 350.
That's amazing.
350 downloads right now, which is I think amazing for all of us. But season 4, I think we definitely hit our stride.
And season 4 has been all about government conspiracies, yes?
Well, yeah, we wanted to do government conspiracies for a long time. We just couldn't figure out how to format it and how to just get it there correctly, because if you don't touch the subject properly, it comes off as you're a bunch of nitwits. You got to hit it with some skepticism.
I mean, we got
to hit it with
also specifically say I guess American government conspiracies, because we haven't ventured out into France or China and stuff.
Not yet, good sir.
Not yet, my friend.
So let's take a little retrospect down memory lane of season 4. So you ended with Jersey Devil in season 3 with the cryptids.
Yes, the cryptids. That was our
least favorite.
Low time.
Our least favorite. My least favorite.
And you kicked off.
I don't like it.
Our least favorite.
Kicked off season 4 back on the 1st of August with an episode about the Freemasons.
Yeah, and that was a fun episode to do because I felt like we were just gonna. We talked about it for so long, and we just hit the ground running. We were in the booth. We were excited. Everybody was doing their research, and we just jumped right into it. And it kind of showed, because I think that as soon as we released it, people were picking up on it right away.
Oh yeah, that was when we started.
We were filming it at the same time.
Yeah, filming it, and our first YouTube video. We have no, what was I think it's 5,000 views on.
So it was like 4,800 last time I checked.
Yeah,
like
so
maybe like 2 days
close
ago.
to 5,000 views for the video on that, and episode 2 didn't get as much, but it's still we're still creeping up there.
Well, speaking of episode 2, we went right into the Denver International Airport.
Yeah, the Denver International Airport was interesting to me because of I think there was so much to go off on that one.
So much symbolism everywhere.
Yeah, there was the symbolism, and like we were talking about in the booth, the last couple, those episodes. It's like all of it linked together. Like there was always connections, and it's interesting how into that episode we were because of I think all of our favorite. I think my favorite part of that episode was Lucifer. I think I love that stupid fucking horse.
I love how he just keeps shaking his head.
Why are you
it was
shaking
my
your head?
favorite part.
Huh?
What,
It was
you don't like
definitely mine.
Lucifer?
Nah, it's stupid.
No.
Hold,
Oh,
please.
wait. Yeah, no.
It was very interesting.
Yeah, we have a car in the back. It's all right.
Shut
We're
the
outside.
fuck up!
Yeah, that's Eric. That's why we brought Eric outside, because we want to have him interact with the people.
That's true.
And Patterson.
That's
we'll
true.
Get shot.
That's wonderful. So after we moved on from Lucifer and his...
Someone took a pop shot.
I'm just a guest spot. Woo!
Yep.
So
They shooting. Made you look.
after
We
we
spare
moved
no
on
expense. We have fireworks. Going.
Yeah, they're fireworks
Yeah.
from the
Just
hood.
explain.
This was planned.
from that giant blue...
No, we can't say it was planned.
That giant blue horse, is that anatomically correct? Is it like a 25-foot? Never
It
mind.
has
Next
balls.
question.
It has blue balls.
That's
And
probably
it does
the
have blue
part
balls.
that fell off and killed the creator. Anyway, next question.
And glowing
Death
red
by
eyes.
dong. Well, after that, you guys hit a kind of a serious note in the next 4 episodes. You guys went into Las Vegas, Sandy Hook. We had the Crisis Actors episode, which you guys weren't a part of. I hosted that episode as a special guest one-off. And then 9/11. So after we went...
So, the Crisis Actors, me and Dad were there for the Crisis Actors one.
It was
I
the
think you meant
Antifa.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. You're absolutely right. I apologize.
The
I did the
Antifa
Antifa episode.
Yeah.
I was on that episode
For the
of the
Crisis.
Crisis
Because
Actors,
Brody
but
wasn't there.
right. I hosted the Antifa episode. So
Yeah.
excuse me. I'll take that back. But you went Vegas, Sandy Hook, Crisis Actors, and 9/11. So you had mass shooting, crisis acting, which happens in mass shootings, and of course 9/11.
Yeah,
4 very serious topics, boom, one after another.
They were tough. They were tough topics to do because if you don't do them right, again, you better know what you're talking about. And if you don't do them correctly,
We're gonna sound like dicks.
yeah, especially with the
The Sandy Hook one.
the Sandy Hook one was like I didn't want to do it at first because I didn't want to go through the hassle of trying to explain to people that were not here to try to debunk what they say happened. But we are just trying to raise the questions that nobody seems to want to ask.
Sure.
We can go through it again, but it's pointless. It was worth doing. We took our time. We did it right, and I think it
They're
actually
slowly creeping up too.
Huh?
They're slowly creeping up. Like more and more people are listening. I know the Las Vegas episode just passed 115 downloads.
That was
Well, that
another
was the
tough
first
episode.
one. That
Yeah.
was the first one we did an outside audio edit as well.
Yes,
That was the one where we played an
That was-
actual
that was-
clip that we found.
These episodes are very difficult to do because you want to add
Because
the
people
fun.
died too.
Right. You want to honor the dead.
You want to sit there. You don't want to act like an asshole. You don't want
Right.
to sit there.
I mean,
and
we
be
still
a
got to
jerk.
still got to be ourselves. We still got to have the fun we have, but you can't do it in such a way that you would do it, say, back when we were talking about cryptids and
Yeah,
stuff
we have
like
to
that.
tone down our.
You have to be more respectful for the subject matter.
and we had to tone down our dark humor.
Well, that was the question I wanted to bring up to you guys. In these episodes where you're dealing with mass shootings and tragedies like 9/11, there is that idea where you have to keep the respect, obviously, but by asking these questions, a lot of people will equate that to like you're doubting the story, and there's a disconnect there where they think that you're doubting the story. That means you're disrespecting the fallen, you're disrespecting the people who have passed away or were killed, and that's very hard.
Well,
That's a balance to like.
Well, I mean, I think personally, like, because people's ears, in the words of Dave Chappelle, people's ears are so brittle that motherfuckers are so sensitive about everything that you think that just doubt does not mean disrespect. At least in my opinion.
Okay.
If your tone and your attitude towards how you're handling the topic the topic of question doesn't equate to being disrespectful about it. Of course, like, we have to be respectful that people passed away in these events. Like, real people really died. But it doesn't mean that you can't doubt what happened just because of how they're telling you what happened. Especially if you just like try to like sit back and look at everything from a calm perspective, where it's like, okay, yes, something crazy's happening right now, but something also doesn't add up. At least that's how I look at it.
Sure.
It's also from the people's perspective or mental state, I guess you can say, because like I think the people that would be directly affected of those things could see and view it as you said could be disrespectful.
Yeah.
Whereas the people who were not affected, like technically me, I would say, because I don't remember having any family members dealing with that, but still having to deal with that day being traumatic and stuff like that, and still being at a young age and then growing older and looking back at what happened, trying to find all the facts, see what happened, and question what happened. It is unfortunate that lives were lost. There were so many lives lost. But then you have to sit there and look at yourself and then look at where you live and ask, why the fuck did that have to happen? Why did those people lose their lives? So to me, it's not so much as being disrespectful. It's trying to find the right answers and possibly even giving closure to the people affected by it.
Right.
Because you can sit there and ask, why did it happen? They didn't have to lose their lives, all because the government wants to be greedy or whatever the case is, or whatever factor, anything.
Or whoever's
you're looking
agenda is being
into.
pushed.
Yes, whoever's agenda it is, you got to look into that and find those answers for yourself.
No. I also think it goes into, if you listen back to those episodes, and I think with you, and I think with you also, Eric, is you sit there and there's some of the things that me and Dad were saying, especially Dad, because Dad comes out, all the time with things like, holy shit, what the fuck does that mean? You guys are like, I did not know that. I did not know that happened. And the more you sit there and figure that out, and then it's like, oh, you have pieces, you have a puzzle in front of you, and you're missing pieces, but now you're filling in the pieces. Now you're seeing the whole picture, and it looks different than what you thought it did.
Yeah.
And I think that's more of what we want to accomplish. As far as I do, I want to accomplish that type of, I want to fill in pieces of the puzzle for people just to look. Like,
to give an example with that, it'll be talked about later on in the future, but I found an article pretty much from 2015, and I've been just doing some stock stuff on Webull, not sponsored by the way, and people are talking about the Moderna vaccine and then the Pfizer vaccine, and I found an article where some people are starting to see that the Pfizer vaccine wears off after 6 months. That's why you need a booster, but they're not telling you that's why you need a booster. Then the Moderna vaccine, people in Sweden are seeing that you get serious heart problems with stuff like that. But I found an article pretty much just saying that those pieces that we're talking about, saying that imperfect vaccines cause strains to be stronger, and people are just wow, this is from years ago. How is it that nobody's finding out about stuff like that?
So you're bringing up something interesting because you're touching on vaccines and the coronavirus, and I believe
it'll get talked about.
I was going to say, I don't mean to segue that big, but you guys that's a future episode, is it not?
Yes.
Yeah, later
It's
on.
our last one of season. Last one.
I plan to talk heavily about that one.
Yeah, it'll be the last 2 episodes.
All right, so hold on. I'm interested in hearing that episode, so just hold off on that.
Hold on to these thoughts.
Save that for the episode. Okay, so we go from the 9/11 episode. We go into who or what is Antifa. That dropped back in September 19th. And I believe that's the episode that I was guest starring on.
Yeah,
you and Sarah.
Right. All right. That's right. I guess hosted it. Right. And Sarah, and it was you and Josh. Right. Yeah. And I think that was a very interesting episode that the four of us did. it was interesting to hear from Sarah's perspective because she has someone she knows in or claims to be a part of Antifa.
Yeah.
So it was interesting to hear that outside. Did you guys listen to that episode?
Yes.
What was your take from that? I mean, I'm not asking for a grade of how good I was, but as an episode format and how and everything went down, what did you think?
I think the episode went down as it's supposed to go down, and what I really enjoyed, you did a great job hosting. I want to say that, kudos to you. But I really want to say 99% of the things that Sarah brought up, I disagreed with. However, she brought them up in a respectful way, and that's what it's supposed to do. That's what it's designed to do.
Right.
And it might even spawn another show on Green Arrow Media because we might have our own show, Sarah and I. We're not sure yet, but
there has been talks about doing some sort of one-off debate type of thing.
Yeah.
When that comes to fruition, it'll definitely be up on our website and, of course, the Spotify and all this.
It hit a nerve for me, and that's what it's supposed to do. And not in a bad way, in a good way.
Of course.
Because, that's what we want to do. We want to bring debate. We want people to listen. Again, I'm going to say this like you hear it each week. Fucking listen. Listen to what people say before you retort. Before you come at somebody, listen. Then formulate what you're going to say, and then respond. Don't just, 90% of the time.
Let's take it back to school now, folks.
Right,
Get your critical thinking skills back on.
Exactly. If people would actually think before and not listen to somebody to respond, but think and listen, try to respond after you hear what they say. But we don't do that in this country, and I don't want to go off on a rant. But
All right, well, just hop off the soapbox for just 2 seconds.
All right,
We're going to take a short commercial break. We'll be back right after a word from our sponsor. Hi, this is Anthony from MultiMedia Mafia. If you love what we do and you want to know more about us, head on over to greenarrowmedia.org. On there, you're going to find links to both MultiMedia Mafia show and our sister show, Is This Real?, which is all about conspiracies and aliens and all sorts of wonderful stuff like that. If you want to support us, head on over to our merch page where you can buy a hat or a mug. We have lots of different designs and cool colors. If you want to meet us, we got pictures up there. We have a little biography, and you can even stream the show right through the website. And hey, don't forget to check out our YouTube link, where you can check out all the filming that we do right on our YouTube page. Check us out, greenarrowmedia.org. And we are back right here on the special edition of Is This Real?
Is this real?
I'm the Don at the Desk, special host over at this is Green Arrow Media, over at MultiMedia Mafia. Please go listen. So, guys, after your 9/11 show, you hit Antifa.
We're so fucked up.
After Antifa, you had one more episode involving the government conspiracy stuff before you did a switch for October and all Halloween stuff. So I want to just...
Spoopy month.
Yeah, I want to touch on that real quick before we head into the spooky stuff.
Murder you.
What was that, Josh?
What?
Talking to Joey, if you keep saying it like that, I'm going to murder him.
I'm going to spoopy all over your face, but continue.
So you had an episode about black ops, secret operations, and how they are funded. I actually have not had the opportunity to listen to that yet.
Well, fuck you.
That's fine. What are your reflections on that episode?
I thought...
Yeah.
The
Blops.
Yeah, the Blops episode.
basically, it was, there was not a lot to go on because it was something that there's not a lot there. I mean, you really
I don't
have
know
to...
about not a lot, but we found a fucking website that Josh found it. What was the website?
Deephistory.us. I've been looking at it. It's very intriguing.
He's talking about Blackwater. The
yeah,
mercenary.
the
the Blackwater website.
Yeah, yeah.
That shit was terrifying.
It is terrifying if you can dig the stuff out, but it's so hard to get out. But once you find it, and once you can, discuss it,
it's like so layered on top. That
Exactly.
It's like deep web shit.
Yeah, you really have to do your homework for something like that, and to cover it in 45 minutes or an hour, it's kind of hard. I mean, I felt myself stumbling out on that one because, there is a lot of stuff there.
We did hit a couple
is
of notes.
buried.
Huh? We did hit a couple notes. I mean, we basically said what we wanted to cover.
Oh, yeah.
And even in the title saying how they were funded, that's pretty much how we ended the episode. And even I was the one that said it. the American people should be pissed off at the fact that we're funding basically some of the shit that's happening. It's fucked up shit that's happening.
I think
We
that
fund
finally
Israel.
that did come through at the end because
That shit.
it started out not in that way, but at the end,
Yes,
it
yes,
basically
yes.
came through that, you know what, if there is stuff like this, we're paying for it.
Yeah.
You know, why are we paying for this shit? You know, then again,
Especially something that we can't look at. Like the American people can like our taxes go to this type of shit, and we can't sit there and go, okay, Billy Bob Ray, he's the one that's on the Black Ops team, and what does he do? No, you can't.
your taxes
find
don't
Billy
pay
Bob
for
Ray.
shit. I just want to tell you that. So I mean,
They,
I don't
they
wanna,
fund Israelite genocide.
We are not
Okay.
The money that we pay in taxes is gone immediately. It's gone. If you think we're gonna pay our military, run the country, and you know, on
And
the
get a new
money that we
toilet?
pay, you're crazy. It's never gonna happen. It'll never add up. It'll never add up.
Do you guys ever find that this topic is too big? Because you just kind of hit on it,
Nothing
like
is too
you know, you're trying to pull stuff and try to make this the 45 or an hour episode. Do you guys ever find that like, yo, this is too big to do? Let's cover what we can now. Go back at a later time, try and do a part
No.
two.
No,
Or do you
'cause
feel
still-
like what you said in that episode is the episode?
You mean for that one
I-
specifically?
I
or
personally-
Well,
all
just
of them?
in general, because
I feel
think
like the 9/11 one is a perfect example of that. Like it wasn't too much because we covered what we had to do in like 2 hours, even if we extended what we had to do.
well, right,
So-
that was a special 2-hour edition.
But like,
Right.
but it's still, but that topic, it is a grand topic. But there's no such thing as like too big of a topic. Like you can
Well,
split it. You can split it up.
It depends
but-
on what you're talking about too, because you could sit there because we've had episodes. I mean, shit, the last episode that's going up. Well, today's Sunday. Last episode's going up tonight. The one we did Thursday. We sat there and were like, "There's so much shit."
What episode is that?
So the episode that's going up tonight is the 4th episode of our Halloween special month, and that's UFOs.
As a matter of fact, that should be up right
Yeah,
now.
it is up right now. Well, it's going to be up when this goes up, but
Yes.
the Halloween episode is UFOs, and you can there's detailed lists of UFOs and alien encounters. Well, you know, with the quotations and everything.
Sure,
like that.
sure.
Allegedly.
Allegedly that you could sit there and go through, but it'll take you days and days and days to go through all of it. So you just pick out specific things and little details here and
The
there.
highlights.
Basically, it's the highlights, and you
that's
sit
what
there
it
and go,
is.
okay, this is what we got. Like I don't know, you covered something with the UFO episode about
An old interview
yeah.
that was allegedly recorded in Area 51 quotation marks of just the alien. You don't see anything else. It's a dark room and such. I explain in the episode, and it's actually kind of old, but it still freaks. At least for me, it freaks me out because if it was faked, it was really well done. If it wasn't, then that is some scary shit. Like the interview, the alien, everything about it was just
that was creepy.
intense. Yes,
I saw that a
very,
couple
very
times.
intense.
I know, Dad. You also covered, and that you and I went back and forth on about, and we went really hard back and forth on that because apparently I was being a dick.
You are a dick, but
About the
As if there's something new with that.
the government
Is that real?
basically-
Yes.
The government basically. You said the government and the aliens were like
Communicating,
in cahoots, communicating with each other, but well, like I said, there's so much to go off of on really broad topics that we could sit there and pick out something interesting and go off of. And like with 9/11, what we did was we sat there and detailed out the events of the day, and then just.
Yeah, and you're never going to get everything you can. Like in 9/11, we missed. I don't think we covered about the missing gold. The parts.
No,
like
we hit it.
We hit it. Yeah,
We hit it.
Because there's.
I remember that because I remember talking about it was like we said it was similar to Die Hard 2.
Yeah, Die Hard 3.
Yeah,
Oh,
I remember that part, yeah.
Yeah, I said it was the same type of.
You're going to find that
thing.
coming up with the JFK episode because JFK.
I mean, JFK, you could do the whole month just on JFK
Yeah,
with different
JFK,
aspects of
you
it.
want to talk conspiracies and stuff like we do here. JFK is the grandfather. JFK is the Don. That's the first one that we as a country had to endure in 1963.
3.
But the thing with that is, it's when it happened, how it happened,
And
that
what
we still
happened.
haven't figured out. And the fact that it happened when this country was so innocent, and they did what they did, and we just had to eat it. And now we're trying to figure it out. We're trying to figure out what the hell really happened. And you can go in a million different directions, and it all circles back to the same thing.
That
Right.
died.
And the same cast of characters.
Right.
Well, I think to actually answer your question, probably the broadest one, actually, if I'm thinking about it, would be the Rothschilds. Because there was so much to branch off with. We only really mainly focused on Rothschild. We talked a little bit about all the other families, but there's way, way too much to connect that I don't think we'd be able to do in one episode. We would have to do in multiple episodes.
I think we would have to take like an entire season just to talk about the Rothschilds.
The
Like to-
Rothschilds and other families involved.
Like
with
to
them,
be honest,
all that
because like
type of
those,
stuff,
like how Pop said once, those tentacles stretch very far.
Well, I mean, you guys don't have. I mean, obviously, you have so much to talk about anyway. You can obviously do spin-offs. You can do little mini casts. You can do anything you want in regards to keeping the information
You
of
can find it on
those
our
topics
Patreon.
flowing.
Yeah, well, finding we
That too.
And Mr. West has
The High Point.
with West.
I got stoned and then
Anthony's
talk
been on.
about stuff.
I've been on. I
Yeah.
think, Josh, have you been on it?
Not the high points.
Not
Me
the
and
high
you did the extras.
Well,
Yeah,
as
yeah,
of
that's true.
as of the end of September, you guys made a switch, and you started talking about Halloween episode. Well, the Halloween season is upon us. We're filming right now. This is a week before Halloween, and you guys made a switch to talk about more
Pagan
spiritual demons, scary shit.
And that's
We
when
went.
Mr. West left us.
Yep, because
The real-
everything that you guys talked about is just nothing but pagan demon shit.
Okay.
Everything's all demons. It's
Alrighty
all
then.
demons. That's it.
Well, you
It's
guys
all
talked about
demons.
the real life case of Annalise Mitchell.
Demons.
Miguel.
Miguel, okay. Annalise
German.
Miguel.
Is McKellen?
You had Roland Doe, the possession that inspired The Exorcist, the Parent Family Haunting, which is based off of the real life Conjuring, and then of course tonight's episode is UFOs. So it's all spiritual stuff. It's goblins. It's goofy shit.
Oh, we also have one more episode next week, which is going to be on Halloween. We're talking about
Sleepy Hollow.
Sleepy Hollow. And the story of Sleepy Hollow, what the story is based off of, and our own experience in Sleepy Hollow, in which a video will be out with that.
It's big, and there's a lot of walking.
And, you guys will see it.
Oh, and dead people. Lots of
before
those.
It'll be before this video, because this video will be posted after the Sleepy Hollow episode. But, yeah, I mean, I enjoy, that's why I brought it this year and with everyone, because I enjoy in Halloween, in October, doing the Halloween episodes, because I think, you always want to break.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Hey, Ryan. Hi, this is Sarah Palin.
Ryan, Donald Trump Jr.
Harsh to win seal. Hey, everybody, I want y'all to check out a fellow Marines podcast.
My name is Ted Nugent, and I got a call from my buddy Ryan F. Samuels, and he wants me to tell you that he's a working hard, playing all-American son of a who is celebrating God, family, country.
Welcome to the Ryan Samuels Show, one of the top political podcasts in the United States, where we have a healthy distrust for government and mainstream media. The Ryan Samuels Show is a raw, unfiltered look at American politics.
It up.
Well, I was gonna make that point because you went so heavy into tragedies in the last couple weeks, and then to break up the month of October into more spooky, fun stuff.
More into spooky tragedies.
It's kind of like a breath of fresh air. It's like, okay, government didn't kill anyone, demons killed them. All right, let's talk about the demons now.
Yeah, there you go.
No, because I think, at least for me, I don't know about you, Dad, but when we first started this, I think stuff like The Exorcist and the stories behind The Exorcist and Emily Rose, which would be the Annalise Miguel, that's the stuff that, besides 9/11 and JFK, those are the stuff that inspired me to do stuff like this, talk about these type of cases, because that's what interests me.
Yeah, I mean, you guys did a Conjuring episode last year as well.
We talked about the movie.
Talked about the movie.
Right, no, I understand
I
that,
think
but
back-
now you're talking
back
about the
when we
real...
first started this, it was kind of like a... It was almost like the events of the day. It wasn't like is this real? And it all happened around when George Floyd was killed.
Yes.
And I think that was our number one
Rest in peace.
topic in our first episode, which I would recommend not listening to. The audio
Even
sucks.
though it has 100 downloads.
It's amazing that people can't get a headache listening to that. Anyway,
I
but we were
wasn't
just trying to
editing.
figure out where we wanted to take this, and it just gravitated towards what we're doing now, and now I think all four of us are clicking at the right time. I think we're doing good. I only have, high hopes for the future. And part 2 of this season is going to be fucking amazing.
Well, that's the thing, because I think there's also, as far as we continued moving on with these episodes and talking about like, oh, what the hell are we doing here? Some episodes come up, and I know Josh has said some. West, you're the one who brought the Rothschild episode, and that's our biggest downloaded episode.
You're welcome.
So like, we sit there, and we go, we go through these things, and you talk about the Halloween episodes, and I thought the Halloween episodes last year were actually pretty decent. And what we
except
talked
that
about.
live stream.
I'm actually very upset that like I've been working so much and missed like a few of those Halloween episodes.
No, it's
all
right.
The Annalise Mikkel one and the Conjuring one probably like I definitely.
You know why? Because I know what your answer would have been. It's what you said. It's pagan demon shit.
That's it.
And
that's it.
It would have been.
That's
fuck
it.
The devil.
That's it.
Okay, well,
that's it.
After this month, you head back into you go into season 4B. Well, and we're going to take a short
But am I
break
wrong,
right
though?
now. And when we come back, I want to just touch about and get a little preview of what to expect in the second half of season 4. Stay right here. We'll be right back after this. Hey, New Jersey and Pennsylvania. If you need a professional photographer, then we here at Green Arrow Media recommend Captured Moments by Danielle. Professional headshots, school pictures, family, holiday vacations, you name it, she can shoot it. She even does engagement photos as well as boudoir shots for both women and couples. So if you're located in New Jersey or Pennsylvania and you're looking for a professional photographer, remember to contact Captured Moments by Danielle at www.capturedmomentsbydanielle.com. And we're back.
Boing,
Special
boing.
edition of Is This Real podcast.
Is this real?
I am Anthony the Don at the Desk,
Game
host
show.
of... Thank you for that. Host of MultiMedia Mafia. And I'm a special guest host on tonight's podcast of Is This Real. A little bit of a retrospective season 4. And guys, we talked about season 4 tonight in detail. Your thoughts and your opinions of what you guys have done. Now I want to talk about, on the last segment of this podcast, what you guys are planning for the future. What is season 4B looking like? After October, you're done with the spooky stuff? And
Back to serious.
Now, next week, you have an episode about Sleepy Hollow. After that, starting November, I know JFK's in the mix.
Well, I could read
And I know coronavirus is in the mix. What else is happening for...
I could read you what we're doing, because we have the post and dates, and we just
Please
Okay.
don't read.
blow me. Right? Anywho, November 7th would be our first episode for season 4B. We're going to do the Bilderberg meeting.
Bilderberg.
Oh, my.
Yes, the Bilderberg meeting, and I think we were originally supposed to do the Bilderberg meeting at the beginning of season 4A, but we pushed it a little bit back because we felt like it was a little too big to just go off.
Now, is that...
just like the Rothschilds?
I was going to say, is it going to be like Rothschilds,
Yeah,
or are you going to connect those two?
This is another group of people that will shape the world in any way they want.
Allegedly.
That's all I'm going to tell you.
Yes, and then the second episode.
Don't give anything away now.
Allegedly.
Yeah, and then the second episode of season 4B, it ties into what we were talking about in the Denver International Airport episode.
Sure.
It's the underground bunkers. We're talking about underground bunkers and whether or not they connect to, be in these creepy places to billionaires like we were talking
Doomsday stuff like that
Yeah.
and shit. Okay.
and then the 21st, talking about Kennedy.
Yeah,
About the Kennedy assassination.
And I know that episode has been something that you guys have been trying to pull off since last year.
Well, yes, we did previously record a Kennedy episode for last year. The problem that happened was with everything happening in November of last year, it really didn't pop up, and it was just not,
The timing wasn't right.
It didn't
Life
feel right.
Yeah, I think we came about it. We, at least from my perspective, I tried to write the show as a show.
Yeah.
As nothing, in other words, it was scripted. and we don't do our best work if we're scripted.
No, we don't.
This is 4 opinions,
And
Right.
anything
4
we
people.
do.
Yeah, this
Movies or anything.
Right.
Unscripted is our best.
It
work.
has to be. It has to be that way. And I guess I had
Boing,
grand visions
boing.
of,
I beg
dropping
your fucking pardon.
different videos and stuff like that. But that is a lot of work, and
definitely.
You have
this is a
hundreds
full-time
and
gig,
hundreds of
so-
documentaries about JFK and movies and specials and programs.
Yeah.
It's hard to condense everything. Is that episode, are you planning that to be a 2-hour episode like 9/11, or are you going to keep it to an
gonna be.
It
hour?
has to be.
It's
Yeah,
going to be.
it's-
And I'm going to tell everybody
Another
here
s-
again: bring your A game. You're going to need it that night.
And which we always do.
I
Well,
think that
not
should be.
always.
I think at
Yeah,
this
for the big
point,
episodes we do.
I
Make
think
double
it-
A game.
I think at this
We-
point that should be Is This Real's tagline. Is this real? Bring your A game.
It's
Boing, boing.
No,
It's
because
got a lot of
apparently certain
tentacles.
people don't like fucking aliens and want to be asshole.
I wasn't really into the.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Hello, nerds. Come listen to the History Nerds United podcast and let's make history fun again. We interview today's best authors, whether they are established Pulitzer Prize winners or someone debuting their first book. Let us show you that history is not a boring class you took in high school, but a place where the best stories come from. And we don't just cover history, we also love to chat about true crime, biographies, memoirs, and so much more. So head on over to History Nerds United and let us introduce you to your new favorite book and learn the story behind the story.
History Nerds United.
Alien episode, and I had this is my prerogative.
Well,
Now,
listen to the Alien episode out there, podcast people, and tell us your opinion. What else after JFK?
The 28th, which will be our last episode in November, which is something that we've wanted to talk about, and I know Eric is excited to do this episode too. It's the Nazi ties to the U.S. government.
Nazis.
And that will be our first episode talking about another. I mean, we're talking about the U.S. government,
Sure.
but we're talking about something that's
History-based.
history-based, talking different than the U.S. government and conspiracy about, that. So it's don't do it. Don't you fucking dare. Leave it off the podcast.
Boing, boing.
Thank you.
That's what you're going to do.
There we go.
I heard you guys were going to have a special guest on.
No.
Hans, can you come over here?
Everyone
yourself.
get in the pool, yeah?
Hello. I cannot wait for this episode. It's going to be fun, yeah? It's going to be so much fun. I must walk
It's
away
not
now.
gonna have a fucking host.
We're not gonna have a show after February.
I don't care.
So,
I just want everyone to know out there in podcast world, if you were offended by what I just did, just cancel me. Don't cancel Is This Real? They didn't have any idea, and I could have
Cancel
said
Hans.
I
also
could have
turned
not
around
done
and-
that, but I did it anyway.
I also told him to not do it.
Yeah, like
Boing,
my,
boing.
my actions are my responsibility.
Boing,
We're
boing,
going to continue
boing.
the type of Nazi ties in the next week. For,
More Nazis.
December 5th, we are talking about Disney's ties to government and anti-Semitism.
Can you see the correlation?
Take over the world.
Nazis one week, anti-Semitism the next. Somehow we're going to bring it together. I don't know how we're doing.
Well, Nazis
then-
hate Jews.
The next week,
Thank you.
and then
Hold
the
on,
next
hold on,
week-
hold on.
Wait.
This is groundbreaking. Are you, Eric, are you saying to me right now, are you sure that Nazis, the evil of World War II, they had a very, I'm not even going to say severe disliking. You're going to say they hated the Jews. That's the word that you said.
I don't take it back. I don't take it back.
So you're going to stand on that
I'm going to
soapbox?
stand on that and say
I
that
don't know- I don't know, man.
I'm gonna sit here and say
I
that
think-
Nazis hated Jews, bro.
You know,
I
my
think so.
breaking-
I think so.
Anthony,
I think you
Anthony,
think so. Okay.
water is wet.
That's another good point. This is another good point. Water actually is wet.
All right,
Any whore.
so
Can y'all not?
You know
kill
that every
please.
You know that every 60 seconds that pass in Africa,
No,
a minute
just shut
passes.
the fuck up.
yeah, you messed it up.
I fucked it up.
All right, so the next week after that is Mr. West, another favorite of yours.
Why?
Ready? MK Ultra.
Yum yum yum.
Yeah, so MK Ultra.
I have a song that I literally do that in the song.
Yes,
You'll hear
yes.
it one day.
Okay.
I'll remaster it.
No, that's
I
going to be the
believe you.
intro to the MK Ultra episode.
And you're excited because you wanted to volunteer for MK Ultra. Is this what?
No, I wasn't alive during the time.
Okay. Would you have volunteered for MK
I don't
Ultra?
think so. Well, there was acid involved.
Yeah, a
Maybe.
lot of acid. So that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I don't think I would listen to them though.
Okay.
Okay.
Take this acid, and what do you see? Nigga, shut the fuck up.
Okay, and then we are going to end season 4B in a two-parter, basically. We're going to talk about the start of the coronavirus. And
That's
then
another favorite of mine.
The next week, the following week, we're going to talk about the coronavirus vaccine theory.
Oh, yeah.
So that
Getting
goes back.
wet.
Oh, calm down. So yeah, see, to me, that ties back into that idea of walking that very delicate line, because the coronavirus is something that has affected everybody on the planet.
Yeah, but you also got to understand something like that too. We are now sitting in October, the end of October, right?
Yes.
By the time that episode drops in the end of January and end of December, whatever you know about the coronavirus now or the virus is going to be completely on its ear. Because
Maybe.
that's what this has been going on. Take the virus, don't take the virus. Take this
Vaccine, yeah.
Nobody knows what's going on. Your real science could be, it's if you believe what a scientist says, that's going to be your real science. I can believe a scientist who's got the same credentials, but it's completely opposite. So it's a game that everybody's playing, and we're like right in the middle of it.
So it's
dude, like it's 6 months ago, people were like, "No, vaccine passports. That's a conspiracy talk. That isn't going to happen." 6 months ago. And now what?
Well, save it for the podcast because it's
yeah.
going to be interesting.
Yeah.
And it's going to be interesting also to see how, because it is, like you said, it's everything that's in the moment. Yeah. And maybe this is something you guys follow up with in the future. Maybe June of next year you go back and listen to, like, it's a reaction to your own show. Like, guys, this is what we said last episode of season 4. And now let's see what the update's been 6 months later and see how much of a difference it's been.
Yeah, and I think also the coronavirus will be something. Will be one of our first episodes that we do as something current.
Also true.
I don't know if I don't remember ever doing anything as current. Or maybe Antifa.
Well, you also did Antifa, and then you did have an episode on George Floyd, right?
No, we did not.
Well, we touched on our very first episode.
Right, you touched. That's what I mean.
We also talked about Antifa in the first episode.
Right,
also,
it was everything at the time that was going on. The riots in Seattle.
Sure.
George Floyd, this and that, and everything. So it really wasn't. Is this real? But it got lumped in with the show.
Right. So in this case, the coronavirus is something that when you touch on, it's like, hey, this is still happening now.
And going forward, I mean, at the end of this, it's going to be a great. I can't wait to get. I
sink
can't
our
wait.
Teeth into this.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. But I'm also excited for what the future is bringing now.
Well, I was going to ask you about that. Beyond 4, obviously you have dates and show topics for the end of 4 up to the end of the year. Yeah. What's going on past 4? When you guys hit 5 and 6
Tune
and
in
7,
next time on Is This Real?
No, I mean we haven't sat down and actually scheduled anything out. Hint, hint. But
tune in.
I don't know what the hint is for.
But Josh, you know what I was talking about, right?
In other words, we don't know what the fuck we're doing yet.
Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure.
No, but we do.
It's like, will we talk about this or will we talk about that? Tune in next time.
Will Hans be a guest on the episode?
Tune in next time on Is This Real? Is this real?
That's not what I was saying. What I was saying is we have thrown some topics, the main topics out for season themes. I know Dad definitely wants to hit doing true crime stuff.
Okay.
Which is something we haven't done as a group.
True.
Because it happened.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I know, but
because it's real.
There's other stuff that goes into stuff like that.
We know.
And that's why we have.
And I like the fact that we're talking.
I want to hit you.
Months ahead now.
But you don't though. So eat me.
Well, okay. So you have the true crime realm.
No.
Hold on, stop. You have the true crime realm that you can dive into. You also can do a season on religion.
Yeah,
as well.
We again, we've hit the topics of religion, but I would like to sit.
We
there
can talk about the Bible.
Talk about a lot of different aspects in religion,
and then you could also
especially having again an atheist in the booth with us, and now an overly Christian person.
Religious person.
And I think for those episodes, we'll sit them right next to each other.
Hey, man, eat me. That nigga's real, bro.
Okay. And then, of course, you always have the option to go back in time and talk about the historical things of conspiracies and things that is this real? Is your eyes...
Was Napoleon really short?
He was. I'm talking about more stuff like...
we don't know. I wasn't there.
Things like messages hidden in famous paintings or stuff like that.
What I would also like to do, and I think we're gonna touch on this more.
No, he wasn't.
The Patreon? Sorry. I would like to take older episodes that we did and have, kind of redo them and just have all 4 of our perspectives. The episodes that me and Dad only did.
So it's like an Is This Real redo?
Yeah, and
Remastered.
put those on Patreon, because I think having these 2 guys add their perspective in has really
that would be
essential.
Expanded the booth,
essential,
and expanded our knowledge and what goes into the podcast. Because Eric, we all know how Mr. West is. Mr. West throws some shit out there, and then we're sitting there like, I don't know, is that true?
It could be. I don't know.
And then Josh,
I'd be
has
hearing
his
things
more of,
sometimes.
okay, we're on the fence. I'm on the fence, but you could sit there and see, like, Josh brings more like calm down or
balance.
Yeah, Eric hits the ball out of the park where Eric hits for power, Josh hits for average, if you know what I mean. And I think that's what it is.
He finally hit a home run. He didn't get struck out at third.
Yes. Hey! I'm not going to high five for that. Nobody knows it but me and Anthony.
No one knows what that means.
High five, Ant. Okay. So, but...
I felt left out.
But I think that the future for us, I know we're all going to sit there and talk more about it. There you go. And talk more about what we want to do for Season 5, Season 6, and so forth.
Yeah.
We definitely do, keep on checking out the Patreon. We only have 1 subscriber. Thank you, Sir Alex. And we're going to keep saying thank you, Sir Alex. Because that man...
We are not worthy.
He's keeping our Patreon floating right now.
We are not worthy. We are not worthy.
So we definitely want to do more Patreon stuff, and like I said, Josh and I did some stuff for I think it was the Conjuring episode. Was it Conjuring or was it the Roland Doe? I think it was Roland Doe, right?
Yeah, it was Roland Doe. The
Roland Doe.
redacted
and
material,
I know
stuff
we're
like
gonna
that.
keep doing the high points with Mr. West, even though every time I go on there and view what you've done, the episodes are getting shorter and shorter and shorter.
I'd be very high.
All right, gentlemen. Well, I think this has been a fun little retrospective and preview of what's to come. New episodes, new topic, new conspiracies, new special guests. Hans! We'll see what happens.
Well, you need to go around and ask. What we do is you go around and ask everybody for a final.
Okay.
Is this real or
well, listen, I'm a guest star on the show sometimes.
Right, so
I've guest hosted it once. I don't know.
Hosting tonight, C+.
All I'm saying is I don't know your format. I barely know Multimedia Mafia's format.
We know. We know.
And Josh is done.
I'm just going to include special guests.
And you guys hear the lawnmower in the back, right? That's probably someone's Honda.
Hans, what do you think? Yes, I believe it is real.
Damn,
Okay, Dad, what the fuck were you
I will subscribe.
What do you take out of the last year?
Hold on. Before there we go.
What do you take out of the last year, and what do you look forward?
I still hear it from here.
What I took from the last year was I definitely learned a lot, mainly from you. Not so much you.
We'll just go fuck ourselves.
Hey, look, I learned the crazy shit from Eric, so I appreciate that. I learned the factual stuff from Dad, which amazes me with half the stuff he says.
And you learned how not to run a company by him.
Damn, son.
I plead the fifth on that one. Anyway,
It's still floating. Something might not by February, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. Anyway.
I'm collapsing like a flan in a cupboard.
So what do you still think?
What? Anyway, take it from it. I've definitely learned a lot. I appreciate all the work we've put in. We're going to continue to put in. And the way we've found our little groove, the way we mesh, formatting the show, taking breaks with sponsors and stuff like that. I think we can continue doing that moving forward. I think it works well for us. We just got to find a way to make sure we reach more people.
Which I think you started, helping us with that.
Yes, I have.
Yes.
You're welcome, by the way.
Joey, what do you think? What do you take, and what are you excited for?
He wasn't finished.
I'm sorry, I thought you were finished.
Yeah, just fuck him, right?
I
Like,
apologize.
Anthony.
I apologize. Don't do that again. I won't. Okay.
That's what I was taking from. What I'm looking forward to, definitely, at least for this upcoming season would be the Bilderberg. I want to learn more about that one. I'm definitely looking forward to that one. That seems like a big one to me. I'm looking forward to the MK Ultra because of the way he reacts every time, and he always wants to yell
You
it
have to
randomly.
listen to the song. It's actually pretty good.
All right, I'll listen to it later.
Shout
All
out
right?
Mr. West on Spotify.
Remember, Joey, that's Bilderberg, not Build-A-Burger.
Fat ass. You were the one.
I'm glad he said
You were the one thinking it.
He didn't look at me and say fat ass. I did not get called for that
no,
one.
No. It was all there.
All right there.
It was
Thank
all.
you.
It was all there.
And I'm definitely looking forward to the end of the season with how we approach the coronavirus and stuff like that, and how we're going to format that one. I'm looking forward to working with each one of you still. I love what we do, and I hope we continue to grow and make more money. Shout out to Sopranos because I'm trying to work with them right now, and the lady who owns it likes my nails. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you, Josh's manicurist, as well, because without those nails, we might not have a sponsor with a pizza place. That's a sentence that makes no sense and yet is real.
Is
Joey.
That almost made me want to cry.
I don't care. It's going to work.
As far as the retrospective of the past season, I knew going into season 4 and talking about government that we were going to do good things, great things. Because the way we started, going off, especially with the cryptid episodes. Now, granted, again, I've said this on the episodes. The cryptid episodes, we felt we were like, okay, we talked about it in the first 15 minutes. What the fuck do we do now? So it's very hard to sit there and try to push some more and more stuff out.
Right.
And I think we pushed it out. We did a good enough job. And I knew us gelling together was going to completely change once we had more stuff to talk about.
Right.
And these government episodes, we were all happy about, excited to do because, I've been talking about this shit for, ever and listening to Dad talk about it and stuff like that. And to sit there and actually hear how, the perspective of, Roadblock and Wes, and basically go by our personas now, like Roadblock, Wes, JC3, Big Joe. It's like everyone has their own little persona now, and I think the same thing for your podcast too.
Not really.
Yeah, I know. And you sit there and these are our characters that come through in a bigger way.
No, that's true. I'll give you that. As much as I've listened to you guys every week, it seems like you're getting more. Everyone has their own distinct voice.
I see it in the fire.
Yeah, everyone. It is starting to rain. So let's wrap this up real quick. Are you done, Joe? I don't mean to cut you.
My
off.
answer is yes.
Yes,
that's true. That's true. That is his answer.
But looking forward in season 4B, I'm again looking forward to doing the JFK episode again because we did an okay job the first time, and you guys will never hear that. But I think this time we'll definitely do a better job and have it more.
Yeah, strike one.
Yeah,
you're not gonna. But you'll strike one, but you'll hit it out the park on the second swing.
Yeah.
Wes,
I answered.
That's
true.
true.
You just said yes.
Big Joe.
That's a Wes answer.
That's a Wes answer.
I know it is.
Unless you actually specifically tell him.
I asked him one episode at the end. I said in more than one word, and and he did. He gave me 2 words.
I agree.
I do.
Big Joe, what do you think?
I enjoy what we do. I enjoyed the last episode, the last season. I didn't enjoy so much the cryptids and all that stuff, but you know what? You got to cover it. It's what we do.
We do this.
I agree with Joey. After 15, 20 minutes of stuff like that, now you gotta stretch the content.
Yeah,
and it's tough sometimes, but you know what? No complaints. I enjoy working with you guys. I do. It's a lot of fun, and I look forward to the future.
Okay,
see where we can take it.
All right, good. I mean, I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say. I'm looking forward to more guest spots. I enjoy creeping in on your show.
You just enjoy being creepy.
That's true. I do.
We might even have an episode for Hans. We're not sure yet.
Oh, he's so excited, yeah.
No, we won't. I would look forward to
I know much about things. All right, well, on this special edition of Is This Real? We're going to wrap it up now. I've been your host, Anthony, the Don at the Desk, over at MultiMedia Mafia.
This nigga swear he a magician.
Please go check out MultiMedia Mafia. We're fucking falling faster than Kobe's helicopter. We want...
No! Fucking leave Kobe Bryant out of this.
Am I wrong, though?
You leave Kobe Bryant out of this.
I'll write that sentence out. I want you to point to me where I made my mistake.
It's starting to
When
rain.
You mentioned Kobe Bryant.
It's starting to rain.
It is starting to rain. I want everybody out there to check out Is This Real?
Getting impatient.
Check out Is This Real? Check out MultiMedia Mafia.
And
check out greenarrowmedia.org and our Etsy and our Patreon.
Buy a
He
fucking
sells
mug.
mugs. That's a thing.
Yeah.
No, the mugs are good.
Nope, you gotta apologize to Kobe Bryant.
Just remember.
I said what I said.
You know what?
Just
You
remember,
can-
everybody, we're going to close this out right now because it is starting to rain and we don't want our equipment to be ruined.
And we've only been here for an hour and I'm freezing. Yeah, that's it.
Fuck you. You said what you said about
Exactly.
Kobe. You can
Just
be cold.
remember, everybody. Remember.
Just like Kobe.
Question everything. Good night. We're not going to capture a murder live. Jazz, take us out.
Konnichiwa, bitches. It's Ryu West speaking. If you want to find out more about the Is This Real podcast, follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/isthisrealpc or on Twitter at isthisrealpc or on Instagram at isthisrealpodcast, all one word.